Welcome back. It was a very, very good day. I didn't even have to use my AK. I had $300 I ended up spending. People were not on their game today, to say the least. There was a lady there that had, and these things definitely do sell, a lot of Essence and Ebony magazines from the 1980s, Mike Tyson cover over there, and a few Newsweek. She wanted $2 a piece, and she was pretty firm on the price. Girl from Cosby, as I recall. Pretty firm on the price, $2 a piece. I said, look, if I take a whole bunch of them, can we do a little bit better? She goes, okay. So I counted them up, and I picked up 62 of them. And I said, I've got 62 of them at $2 a piece. That's 124. What can you do? And she said, how about 125? And I said, no, that's not usually the way buying in bulk works. So then she figured it out again, and she was getting all confused in the math. And I said, 62 of them. 62 at, I go, that's 124. Okay, you owe me 124. I said, no, I'm trying to get a discount because I'm buying a lot of them. And she's like, oh. I said, how about I give you 100? She goes, okay, that works. So I ended up paying $100 for this box over here. Just a lot of really good things. You don't tend to see these around very much. Now, she did say, I looked these up, and a lot of them go for some pretty good money. I'm like, well, I would hope so. That's why I'm buying them. But again, you don't find these things very often out there, so I was willing to pay almost $2 a piece on them. Almost more than $2 a piece if I had taken her offer. Other magazines I found out there was a gentleman there that had a bunch of stuff at 50 cents a piece. The Beatles, Jiminy Flippett knows who they are. Got various things over here like this. Crawdaddy is a really good magazine, and this actually is a very, very clean copy with Paul McCartney on the cover. 50 cents for that from 1976. You cannot go wrong on. No mailing label either. Heavy Metal, which includes, where was it? Will Eisner is in there. So that's, for 50 cents a piece, I took a couple of Mad magazines, just why not? What a cute little baby. So pick that stuff up. Another thing that you're going to learn as you go along, and I'm slowly starting to learn the kind of thing that'll sell on Etsy. I ended up buying this for $1. Came in the box, obviously very, very old just by the thing on the box. But I think that's really, really nice, still in box, to be able to sell that on Etsy. I'm certain that it will go. And again, I have $1 into it, and it's obviously older, so can't argue with that. I also went into the linens as well because of a gentleman that I've dealt with before. He says, oh, I have linen. I bought this one over here because it was in package like this, and I think that that'll end up selling on Etsy as well. He says, oh, I've got other ones. Take them all, take them all. So he ended up charging me $20 for this entire pile of linens. Plus, I also got these two items, which I've never seen before, and I thought these were kind of interesting. Tarzan the Stage musical, not for sale, returned to the music library. So this has to be fairly uncommon, to say the least. So I was happy to get those. And I had picked this up just to see what it was. And it's a Bible, still in box. So these things definitely do sell if you see them, if I can get it open. He said, take that. I don't sell Bibles. Take it. So I ended up getting this as well. In Union, Construction and General Laborers, Local 172. So, a nice little Bible as well that he threw in. So for $20 for those things, I think I did pretty well. This made me laugh. The gentleman wanted $3 for it. It's got a little damage on the front, and it's missing the FFE here. But still, it's from 1881, and it's, nice old magazine, collected, bound volume kind of deal. Can't argue with that at all. I was walking around, 2 different people came up to me and saw it and said, that's an old book. Yeah, yes, it is. Yes, it is. So you make conversation, meet friends carrying around an old Wide Awake from 1881, soon to be available on Papergoy. You can buy it and make friends too. Couple of other things. Paid $1 for this, even though the price tag's marked $5. Always look for things from the Crime Club. Those things do sell. Published for the Crime Club. I basically bought it because it mentioned first edition. Now, these did come in jacket. If they have the jacket on it, obviously they're worth quite a bit more. But I've done very, very well with Crime Club things like this, and I'm betting this is probably a $20 book, something like that. For $1 would be my guess. For $1, you can't go wrong. You'll find these out there every once in a while. Nothing too special, but I bought it because they're still sealed. And I know I've mentioned in the past that you can sell them when they're sealed as new. People will pay a premium for them because they've never seen the light of day. Another item I picked up for $1 a piece. Gourmet magazines from the 1960s. You don't see these out nearly as often as you would think that you would. So I always pick them up. You'll get people offering you $8 to $10 a piece on them. Just ignore those offers. Ask 20 to 25. You'll eventually make the sales because there's not a lot of competition on those. A couple of other things. There was a gentleman that had old paper. Take a look over here, 1866 magazine. This I found very interesting, the line vocalists, Excelsior Songster. I got to do a little research on that. Young America from 1867, a program from 1927. Paid basically $1.25 a piece on these over here. So I know I'm going to do fairly well on things like this over here at that kind of price. And that's the beauty of knowing your area. Up here in the Northeast, you find stuff like this from the 1860s fairly regularly. Want to give a shout out to one of our subscribers. I ended up buying a bunch of Star Trek calendars from them. And I did see a couple of subscribers out there, so shout out to them. Thanks for coming up and talking to me. Ended up paying $12 on these. Can't go wrong with that. He wanted $3 a piece, and I hemmed and hawed, and he gave them to me for $2 a piece. Cannot argue with that. I'll end up making some money on that. And I did. I was honest with him. I said, you know, I'll make a couple of dollars. And he was fine with that. Did see a subscriber. Now, this was all at the flea market where I spent $175. This stuff back here was $125 at the bottle show. Did see a subscriber there. You know who you are. And I'm interested in those Newsweek you picked up. Keep me in mind. I know, you know, I'll do you right on them. Got all of this stuff over here. Some neat little things, you know, old 1960s Contact magazine. Alice in Wonderland is definitely a bolo. Unfortunately, this has only black and white illustrations in there, and it's got, you know, the string bound on it, which I don't believe is original. I believe it was rebound, but still, it will sell. Alice in Wonderland is a book that if you find it out there, always buy it. They always sell. She was asking 10, gave this to me for 7, but it's kind of neat. The Rag, Austin, Texas. It's definitely one of those left-wing campus type deals. Got to be very, very difficult to find, very, very rare. I have to go through it for content, and I'll just put a high price on it because, again, there cannot be very many of these out there whatsoever. Another thing out there, she had 3 on it, gave it to me for 2. 1934 Mexican Life. You know, nothing outstanding, and it does need to be aired out, but you just don't find these things very, very often. So you just put something like this up, you ask your price. It's going to take a couple of years to sell, but there probably are no other ones out there. And I thought this was pretty neat. She had 25 on it and gave it to me for 20. It's a nice little postcard album, which again, I liked. Don't do a lot with postcards, but these are nice little cards in here. A lot of things from Texas, San Antonio, I believe, and that. And some just miscellaneous things thrown in there too, a card and the like. So for 20 bucks, I figured I can't go wrong. I figured I could always sell the postcard album itself. When I mentioned that people were off their game, they definitely were. The person had these, which I collected when I was a kid, wacky packs. Now they had the new ones and the old ones mixed together. The way to tell the difference is the backs. Now the backs are both, you can see the difference right there. There are both tan backs and white backs on the old wacky packs. And of course, being an idiot, I collect both. But I had these over here, and she wanted $2 a piece on them, which I didn't have these in my collection. So she had 11 of them, and I said, can you do a little better? And she goes, sure. I go, well, there's 11 of them at $2 a piece. That's 22. And she says, what's your offer? And I just said 20. I probably could have said 15 or something, but I said 20. And it stopped her in her tracks, and she goes, what? Well, how much? Because apparently she was expecting me to say 10 or 12 or something like that. And I said, 11 of them for 22, I'm offering you 20. It means I get 1 for free. She goes, oh, yeah, of course I'll take that. So I probably could have gotten them cheaper because she just seemed stunned that I offered such a high percentage. But again, I'm sure I'll see her out there again, and it did make me laugh. It's good content because she just completely confused by my offer. A couple of other quick things over here. Ended up picking this up. I thought this was kind of neat. The Christmas number, 1938 magazine. It's all about Christmas, a lot of Christmas stuff in it. Definitely be able to sell this around Christmas. It's got really nice graphics in it. I believe I paid $2 on this over here. It is British, but still paid $2 on that. Another one over here I bought, Die Dame magazine, which I probably butchered that, but it's got nice little graphics in here as well. German language from the 1930s as well, which is why I picked that. Had this entire pile here. They wanted $25 on it in a bag. I got it for $20. Didn't even realize until I got home. And I know we've got a couple of subscribers who do a lot of things with photos, but that's a nice little photo. I don't know how well we can see it there, but it's an occupation photo with barbershop. So that in and of itself will probably end up paying for this entire package, I would think. I'm certainly going to ask that on it, and the subscribers out there that know photographs will know better than me. Unfortunately, it's not identified on the back, but still, it's a nice little photo there for not knowing it was there. A couple of other quick things here. A couple of bucks a piece they were asking on these, 1878 almanac, 1901 almanac, 1915 almanac. They don't go crazy well, but I have a whole bunch of them listed, and every time I list them, more sell. So I just set it paying $2 a piece, and they gave me a bit of a break because I bought a pile of stuff. You definitely can make some money. Same thing with this over here, Morrisville Congregational Church, 1905. They wanted $1 on it, and they gave me a little bit of a break because I bought so much stuff. Can't go wrong with something rather like this. I'll figure out what town it's from, what state this Morrisville is, put it up. I mean, it's 115 years old. There cannot be very many of these left in existence. Somebody's going to end up wanting this for $30 or $40. So things like this are out there. Early 1900s magazines. Got a couple of, there were 2 different ones of this. These you've seen before in Bolo videos. Paid $1 with a little bit of a break on it. Just kind of the slow sellers, but they do definitely sell. They got recipes in them, tell you how to use your refrigerator. Those are great. A little bit of damage in the back of this, but still it's an 1873 magazine. Not a lot of these out there. And that's why I don't really sweat condition on these older things, because there are not a lot of these 1873 magazines still in existence. This is not in the best of shape. It's got damage along the top and everywhere. But I picked it up. She wanted $2 on it, I believe, and she gave me a discount. But I picked it up because it's got a Norman Rockwell cover on it. So definitely somebody collects Norman Rockwell and will want this, and I certainly will get more than my $2 on that, no doubt at all about it. Real quick, a couple of other little things over here I bought. Just, another almanac, telephone almanac. You will see these out there. They do sell for $15 to $20. You will regularly see those out there, just letting you know that. This week in New Orleans, you can definitely do well with these as well. I did not even look in it. I believe she wanted $2 on it. I was just picked it up. A lot of times, take a look at who the acts are. You may, especially New Orleans, there may be some big jazz acts that week. Who even knows? I have no idea whatsoever. But at that price, I couldn't go wrong. Another thing here, Pat O'Brien's, which is very, very famous in the French Quarter. Souvenir wine and liquor list. That'll definitely sell as well. Great graphics on this Lake Placid that looks to be 1930s. I believe she had it marked $1. Can't go wrong. This one over here I thought was really, really nice. Thompson London Kitchener. Got a little writing on the back, unfortunately. But if you take a look inside, it's just got great graphics inside. So again, this is one of those things that you can ask a high price on because it's obviously very early. Very, very nice item over there. Another little bolo. You will see things like this out there. Pick these up. These were $1 a piece. European Ballet, Juice Albert Spalding, RG&E, more programs over there like this. People do collect them, and as I mentioned before on the Instagram, make sure that you show the cover, but make sure also that you do show the inside, because people want to know what songs were played. They want to know, people collect Mozart or Beethoven items. They want to know who appeared in it, and so on. So you definitely want to show the inside. And the last thing that I picked up, they asked $6 on it. I asked them if they wanted $5. And again, this was just funny because the lady had to think and go, well, yeah, of course. But I picked this up, circulation lifted with Bell helicopters from Minneapolis Star and Tribune. But I picked it up because it's Bell helicopter on the back there. And it's got to be very, very limited edition, again, because it came from Minneapolis. So how many of these possibly are out there? And anybody that collects Bell helicopters definitely will need this. So when you see something or other like this, think of what the original circulation was. How many of these possibly could have been out there? how many of them are left in the world? Probably not a lot. Anybody that collects Bell helicopters definitely will want something or other like this. So hopefully that helps you some. Do hit the like button. A lot of work ahead of me to get all this stuff listed, but very, very happy with everything I bought. Again, as I mentioned, I spent, I believe, $300 on everything here. Going to make some pretty good money on it once I get it all listed. Hopefully that helps you a little bit with a bit of a deeper dive into why I bought it and what was going through my head when I bought it. And if you like to see the haul videos, definitely note that, because I will continue to do so as I find stuff like this. See you next video.